All right. Good evening. Hey, it's Mike and Wendy. Welcome to the Marriage Shop. It's a Monday. She said, "Are you all talking?" Yes, we are talking now, Sid. Thank you. Hey, Sid Jackson.
Yes. Let us know if you can hear us, Sid, and we'll keep talking.
Yeah.
Yes. So
That's
our favorite comedian has this joke where somebody says, "I hear music," and he says,
yeah,
"You're not special."
That is how I take it into.
We all.
So yeah, anyway.
That's good. Samantha Hooper Stowe. Yes, I do miss you so much. Look. Yeah. Glad you're here. Rocco and Tracy. Aloha. We do owe you a response. We are let's just do it right now. Yes. We're more than happy to do it again. Sorry about that.
I thought we didn't. Oh, nope. Okay. That's ball drop.
Yes. So. And Chamiko Biles was in here. You get the award. You were the first one in tonight, and we appreciate you. So yes. Thank you guys for joining us. And Pamela Williams, our resident Marriage Shop photographer. Hey, check her out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can thank her for all those cool shots. Such as, stuff like that. Bam. What?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think she really captured our good sides.
Yes, indeed. So thank you for that. And so it's Monday again, a nice chilly Monday here in our little area of the world, our little patch of paradise. It's cold, y'all. So we're not designed for this. So
but it's snowing in New York.
It is snowing in New York. So, Morgan called us this morning, or FaceTime weather, walking through the snow, going to school. So that was fun.
Yes. And our fave, Christina Janae, is here, and Christina Gloria Hamilton.
What's up, Gloria Hamilton?
She said, wait, what? What? Wait, what?
Who's saying wait?
Gloria.
For?
What?
Wait, what? Is that what that was?
She said, wait, what? What?
So, anyway, yeah, I'm sure she'll like fill us in. But
fill us in.
Yeah, there's just so much to talk about. Now, of course, tomorrow is election day. Some of you all have the title. Yeah. Right. Anyway, some of y'all have already voted. And so if you did, sleep in it for 5 extra minutes in the morning. But if you have not, in my experience, no matter what the event, early wins. Now, sometimes, you'll find soft pockets in there, but make sure you get out and vote. If you haven't voted, go and be heard.
Yes. Make it count.
Be part of history. I think it's going to be historic.
It's going to be historic no matter the outcome.
Yep. So, and by the way, some of y'all have been a little bit off today because of this election coming up tomorrow. Listen, I need y'all to everybody just need to take a deep breath, calm down. No matter what, God is in control, right? And so if we believe that, let's just take a breath. And if it's the end of the world, hey, get your life right. You'll be fine either way. Just saying. So, yeah, that's all I have on the election.
Yeah. So whenever there are times of despair, chaos, uncertainty, all those things, the one thing that we can do is rely on love.
Love, right? And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I wonder how many. So the title tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get into that, is there anything we need? Any shout outs we got to do? Anything we need to do before we get into what we're really talking about tonight?
Well, if it's your birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. Yeah, no, I can't think of anything right this minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And speaking of, and the only reason, I don't want to call out everybody's name because I don't know them all, but didn't Al Prentice Smith have an anniversary here very recently? Al Prentice and Tasha Smith. Yeah, I think they did. I think that was an anniversary and not a birthday. If it was a birthday, Al Prentice, happy birthday. But I think it was an anniversary. So happy anniversary. All right. Anywho.
That is so funny. And Christina, thank you so much. My bangs are attacking me, but I'm trying to hang in here. I got to go see my favorite hairdresser, my only hairdresser, Sonia over at First Image Hair Salon, so she can hook me up and help me not keep doing this.
I mean, and look at Wendy.
Every 5 minutes.
Wendy walks in, is like, yeah, hook me up. And she's like, okay, you good. See you next time. That's how you roll in every day.
Yes.
Wake up like this.
Oh, look, Ann Hanford, thank you for joining us.
Up,
and she says, if it's not your birthday or your anniversary, just happy day. Love it.
Oh, happy day.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They made a song about it. What?
You gonna sing?
No, that was it. Was that singing?
That was it. That was
all.
You kind of hit that right there.
Oh, did I? Thank you. Every now and then. So that's all.
So we've had some discussions recently when people ask us about what we do at work or different things that we're doing. And I mentioned that we can consider this kind of our own little virtual marriage ministry or a small group, as it were. You guys are all part of our virtual marriage ministry small group. So welcome.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in the small group stays in the small group.
Pretty much. Unless you want to tell somebody and bring them on in.
You want to tell somebody. It's a safe space.
Yeah. And so speaking of safety, but we talk about a lot of things, right? Yeah. But tonight we wanted to talk about making love nonstop. I mean, what else is there to say to that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill this phone.
So when you say making love nonstop, we want to know from you guys, what's the first thing that comes to mind? And this is based on a conversation that we had this morning. So that's why we're talking about it. It's just something that kind of struck me in a way that was a little different than the way that I had thought about things in the past. But I want to know from you guys, when you saw the title, because we know Gloria said, wait, what? When you saw the title about making love nonstop, what comes to mind? Drop it in the comments for us. Or just define it for us.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, she's laughing. PG. Parental guidance.
Is that a
like a rating?
is that? Are you saying keep it PG? Are you asking if it's PG?
This is NC-17.
Listen here. So, but if you got little ones around, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, for this part, because this is the part where you all can say what you like. So if you got little ones around, they're reading the screen because I don't know what y'all are going to say.
Oh, but as far as PG-13.
PG-13. How about
PG-13 these days is like man, rated R.
What PG-13? So making love nonstop is PG-13.
That's funny.
All right.
Sid says intimacy in every way, and says as of late it would be what's that? Thank you. Making love to your mind and soul. Then that you speak in my language.
Okay.
I speak that. Jeff says, okay, tell it like it is. All right then. Not rated R, NR, NC-17 or X. And Gloria says, but no, really, I think of it as an all-day intimacy thing. Oh, I like that. I want to know where you're going with that. Give us some more. Rocco and Tracy says the two become one mind, body, and spirit. Love it. On a serious note, sweet innuendos, partnership, joy, oneness.
Okay.
That's good. Thank you guys. Thank you. Love those comments.
Yeah. And by the way, just wanted to say that instrumental, the music that Sid heard on the way in, that's the instrumental track.
Yes.
To that single that we dropped called Lifetime.
Lifetime.
By Mike and Wendy. And do something cool tonight. Go to your your Echo Dots or your Echoes or your
Alexa.
Your Alexa, and ask Alexa to play Lifetime by Mike and Wendy. It's pretty doggone cool.
It's pretty cool. Or if you're listening to it, you can ask Siri, what is this song? Or Shazam, and it'll tell you. It'll say, wait, give me a second. Let me listen. And it'll tell you. We're pretty excited about it. You know, it's not every day that we could do something a little different. And it's just a different way of us expressing our love for each other and for you guys. So we are just excited about that. Oh, Christina Janae said, I'm here for the comments. Yolanda Williams, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you made it in again tonight. We're always glad when you're here. You always have great comments and great insight.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I love the comments that you all are dropping, though, because there is a way to look at love and making love. And I think that this idea, when you talk about making love, commonly people look at it in a way, they hear it in a way that they hear as somehow explicit or inappropriate. And so what that then does, to me it conflates. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yes.
Something else with the idea of because love, just at its core, what is love? Right? What is it? What is love anyway?
Yes.
Break that down.
I love it. Gloria says, sweet touches, direct eye contact, little love notes, kind words, reflections of how much you mean to one another.
Oh, see, that's very interesting.
That's good.
Yeah. Reflections of how much you mean to one another.
Yeah.
There's so much. In fact, some of you all, I want you to like scroll back down and look at some of these responses. You might want to take some notes tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking notes.
Because, good. Oh, yeah. Take notes, girl. Because I think that there's a lot, even if we just stopped right now, there's a lot that you could use here. Because when you think about intimacy in your relationship, most people, if you go out and you say, we're talking about intimacy, bam, most people's mind goes where? Sex.
Bedroom.
Yeah. Well,
kitchen.
Wherever. Yeah. Say bedroom. I mean, that's being presumptuous. I don't know. But
car. Love is not always how you define it, but how your spouse defines it. Intriguing.
Is it though? But now we all have definitions for love. I'm just wondering, like, how does our definition match up with what the definition of love is?
It's a good question. So Antoinette Ramos, we're so glad you're here.
Antoinette Ramos?
I know, we've been watching the little boys grow up before our eyes. They're young men now, so we're glad you could drop into the shop tonight.
Hopefully Jesus is with you.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, but if not, he missed it. But yeah, it's great to see you all. But I am curious, this whole idea of intimacy equaling sex, making love equaling sex. Now, important note: sex, part of the whole package. It's just not the most important part of the package, frankly, right? Sex. Ultimately, that type of physical intimacy, like when it's really good, it is the result of all these other things that culminate for a really amazing physical experience. That because it's not all physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's all that.
But it seems like whenever we talk about intimacy,
and I say culminate, that's probably that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when we talk about intimacy, or we introduce this whole idea, you always kind of take us to the non-physical form of intimacy. I can't say always. You often. I mean, we haven't just like talked about like sex.
Okay, you want to do that right now?
No.
I mean, okay.
I mean, I don't know, unless y'all want to go there.
I mean, I don't because that part, I honestly, I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
unless there are specific questions around, because there are some things with regard to sex in terms of
Yeah.
sexual function, for example,
Mm-hmm.
like what we might call performance issues. There's some things to be talked about there, right? But ultimately, if everybody's mind is right and everybody's body is right, there is nothing more to say. Because the rest of it takes care of itself. I think a lot of times what happens is that people kind of get stuck in other places. And so the actual like physical sexual intimacy then suffers, because and even I believe, and I just saying that it is kind of, it culminates, or it's the pinnacle of whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a piece of this larger picture, but a lot of times people ignore the rest of the pieces and want to kind of go straight there.
Yeah.
And so that's why I tend to start with that. Not in
Yeah.
Now we did talk about though what's acceptable in your bedroom. You remember that?
Yeah, we did. I
Right.
mean, there's been like
So-
1 or 2 times in the 3 years that we've just talked about that. And then, and there are always questions around it. So when we talk marriage, inevitably we're going to talk about communication. We're going to talk about finances, kids, and sex.
Okay.
I mean, generally, and the questions around it, right?
Yeah.
So what's permissible, what's not permissible? What if my husband wants to do this or my wife wants to do this? And it can get pretty.
We had a good
pretty detailed.
Yeah, we had a good robust dialogue, if you will, around that.
Yeah.
And so, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. So why are we talking about what we're not talking about?
Okay, yeah. So what are we talking about tonight?
Now,
Tanya Gibbons, thanks for joining us. Happy belated birthday. Yeah, you did that. I was really excited to see all that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yolanda Williams says sex is good when romance is there. They need to be into each other. And I, something that you said if your mind is right and your body is right. Isn't that what you said?
Yep.
Then what?
Then the rest of it takes care of itself.
Okay.
Right? Because and so that's why tonight we're talking about getting your mind right. Now there's a body thing, right? But the mind and body, they are so connected. If your mind ain't right, then it's very difficult for that. Even if you can get through the function of it, of having sex. I'm sorry, I was distracted. Wow, that's a lot. Right. And so even if you get through the function of having sex, if your mind's not right, then you ain't making love.
Yeah.
A lot of times, right? You may be distracted. Maybe you're just, just getting through it. Some people are in another place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Shamiko, thank you for dropping that in there. I mean, that's facts, right? I think we rarely get to where we're actually talking about defining and expressing what it is that we would like to experience and feel. Not just physically, but emotionally. You mentioned some things like safety and feeling secure in who you are. And I think, sharing in the way that you have it's very, very revealing and very transparent. And we appreciate you for it. I think the reason why this came up this morning was because we were having a conversation. And as things happen, just like you guys, we get busy with stuff. I mean, there is a lot that happens, whether it's work or family or just stuff to do. There's just always something to do. And what it requires is that we sometimes slow down to really identify what feeds us, right? What really is the thing that we need from each other? How do we define that? How are we communicating our expectations around it? And so oftentimes, what was true 5 years ago may not be true today. So let's break down like something as simple as a touch, right? But we were talking about that today too.
Yeah, that was yesterday. But
was that yesterday?
It was.
Yeah. So, if I touch you in this way, oh yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. What does it mean?
Yeah. What does that mean? Like, what do you think I'm signaling you if I touch you in a certain way? That was the I guess really kind of the gist of our conversation. And so it's, if I kiss you, does that automatically mean that I'm trying to have sex with you? I'm trying to get you into bed. So those types of things. So Tanya Gibbons says intimacy starts working with the mind. Definitely. It can be the things you say that starts the foreplay, which leads to sex. And we've talked about that. I have talked about the power of talking and getting the mind right and really kind of paving the way. So thank you for sharing that.
Well, I'll even say this. Because what I want is for us to consider what it is to be in this constant place of making love. And actually, I want y'all to, Kimiko, her this, y'all need some,
that's
do
good.
Something, screenshot it or copy it, paste it.
Good.
And so what happens is you're in a constant place of this place of love and connecting. Right. And so it is not even connecting in anticipation of, or dare I say, quid pro quo on election eve. Anyway, so but it is in a constant place of finding ways to connect. Or for me, it's even like what do I think of? What thoughts am I entertaining? Am I looking at Wendy and saying, wow, she looked really cute today, or I love that outfit, or like this one I was like, oh snap, nigga, girl, your clothes like, yeah, this is like, yeah. Right? Or what is it? Right? Because it is, I think it is mind, it's body, right? There are times when and this is an intimate detail, so buckle your seatbelts. But there are times where, when we're laying down or we're sitting on the couch, you ever been sitting there and like you just wrap up in just the right way? That's like, this is, I could be like this all day, right? And so, and there's some days we are like that, like all day, sitting on the couch, right?
Yeah.
Because, and that's the only place you want to be. And then maybe even sharing that, like, I really like being here right now, and if this is the only place that I could ever be, that's where I would be.
That's good.
Thank you. And so that's what we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. There's this constant state of appreciating, right, each other. And so, because there are some times where I'll be like it was the other day, like, hey, you know what? If I like do this, what are you taking from that? Because I don't want her to take the wrong thing. I don't want her to be responding to something that's not. So I just decided at that moment, I just kind of get a feel for what it is. That's funny. Anyway, I get a feel for what it is what she was taking from it, make sure she understood what I was sending. But sometimes it's not even all that academic. It's not all that scientific. It's just like, I enjoy this woman. And so maybe I'll let her know it, or maybe I'll like come closer to her. Maybe I'll touch her hand, or maybe the list goes on. Yeah. You all have listed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
There's tons more that you won't, or that you haven't. But it's really important that we and that's why I caution and correct myself, right? Because we think of, we often think of sex, hey, it's the pinnacle. That's the goal. It's actually not the goal. It's just another piece along the way. And if all the other pieces come together, then that piece, it is more special, right? And by the way, if you're in this constant place of showing love and showing affection and showing appreciation and just talking and listening, then if you're trying to repair things, because there'll be times when you have to repair things, it doesn't become a special event that you talked or that you listened or that you paused. It becomes something that you're well rehearsed at doing, and you actually become more effective at doing it. Right?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think, one of the things that I thought about is that I wanted to ask you all is if you consider that every interaction you have with the person that you're in this long-term committed relationship with or married to, every interaction that you have is an opportunity for you to make love to them. How would that change how you're interacting with them?
Oh, that's a good question. Can you ask that again?
No. So what I said was, if you consider that every interaction that you have with your spouse or significant other or the person you're in a long-term committed relationship with, if you consider every interaction you have as a form of making love to them or an opportunity to make love to them, how does that change how you interact?
Yeah, it's a good question because it becomes almost a check on you, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what I just said, was that love? And we talk about making love. Maybe it's about being love.
You just do a mic drop. It's about being love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Well, but yeah.
I'm done. That's it. That's all y'all get tonight.
Done. So being love. So again, as I kind of lay that out there for you, as we consider the things that we say and as we consider the things that we do, when we think about making love, we are thinking about being in the same place, connected on a very intimate level, as many of you have said, whether that is emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually connected in a very intimate way. If that's the first thing that comes to mind, right? So if you then translate that to mean that, so when I make you breakfast, am I making love to you by making breakfast, right? Does that change how I go about making breakfast? And does it change how I feel about doing it, right? We talk about the 5 love languages a lot, and people, go into it and say, well, you got to know the other person's love language, and then you have to try to work out and communicate with them in the language that they understand. And all of that, yes, I have said you need to become a student of your spouse. You need to be somebody who is constantly studying them so that you can communicate and convey to them in the way that they understand it, in the way that they expect it, in the way that they want it. Let's just be honest. And so when we think about all these other things in the words that we use, as you're saying what you're saying, what is the ultimate goal? Do you want them to feel love and feel good, or do you want something else? And so I think that when we talk about making love to each other or making love with each other, it's the idea of sharing in a very what's the word? Sharing in a way that brings us closer.
Yes.
Sharing in a way that builds each of us up. It allows us to connect in a way that maybe we can't otherwise.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what I think about and what comes to mind.
Well, and that's why this idea of being love, I said, but it is because that brings you to somewhat like the same place at the same time, right? The word says God is love. Yes.
Yes.
So if we're made in the image of God, we're made in the image of God. Yes, we're made in the image of love. That is at our core what we are. And so therefore, and so what is in, if y'all want, what love is, right? Patient, it's kind, does not boast, does not dishonor others, not self-seeking, not easily angered, keeps no record of wrongs, does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth, always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Right? It is why people are able to experience things that are, that are really devastating to their relationships, and their relationships not only survive, but they thrive. It's why we forgive, right? And show grace to one another, because we recognize that no one is perfect.
Yeah.
But it's not just about no one being perfect. And, fellas, I often will lean on the fellas a little bit. And it's like, okay, man, if as a husband, you love your wife as Christ loves the church, then the grace is baked in. It is not optional. It's not, well, what if, and what if I'm mad, or what if, I'm right? It's like, do you want to be right? Or do you want to be married? Sometimes you don't get to pick both. So, but love, it covers all of that, right? As a husband, the job is to cover your wife, and to present her faultless before God, right? So, hey, That's the job.
Back to Ephesians.
It's all about
5.
love. It's always back to Ephesians 5.
Always
Right?
back to Ephesians.
It's
5.
always back there. So,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I had the opportunity to share with some women a week or so ago around the idea that love is not enough, and sharing with them, I acknowledge that often we try to love away a lot of things. We did a whole series on it's not your spouse's job to make you whole. It's not your spouse's job, that was it, right? To make you whole.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about love, love being the thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? We also recognize that it's not love by itself. You know what I'm saying?
No, go ahead and say it.
So even in 1 Corinthians, you were reading 1 Corinthians 13, and it says, and these three remain: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say that the only thing is love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes we get, kind of wrapped around the axle, I guess maybe that's not the right description, but we get all up in our feelings about whether or not we're being loved in the way that we want to be loved.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I be up in my feelings. Love me or leave me, baby. What was that? Was that Good Times?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, it was probably Good Times. One of y'all remembers that line. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and
but
so.
What is it?
What is what? No, I'm just saying. So it requires more than love. So when we talk about making love, it requires more than just that physical connection. It requires more than just an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it requires that you put in the effort and take the time to be connected in any way that you can. And when you truly embody that, every gesture, every movement, every word, every gaze, everything is conveying something, why not choose love?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. In fact, I'm kind of going back to what you said earlier. I'm thinking about that. Like, if you evaluate everything that you say against that standard, it's got to change how you communicate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
it's got to change how you relate to each other.
I think that would be a good challenge. So you should try this week. Okay. Yeah, we probably won't last a week. So for the next 2 days, I think that if you get to a point where you're angry or your spouse does something that angers you or gets on your nerves or whatever, and you would normally say something not nice or sarcastic or smart or whatever, to change out what you would say with "I love you." You think you can do that?
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Do you think you could do it? I mean, is that something that's realistic?
Well, I mean, maybe. Listen, okay, yeah, I love it. Hey, great idea, y'all. Do that. Okay, so now you have 2 homework assignments, which are somewhat related, though. Actually,
what's the other homework assignment?
Well, I want to give them something to kind of keep them. I want to give them something else.
Oh, there's more homework.
Well, yeah, but this actually is something that you can, and it's just around, how we like to do reminders.
Yes.
Or, sometimes. So I want you to just take a blank piece of paper and put like hashtag, what time you put hashtag being love. And put it somewhere you can see it, on your mirror, in the bathroom, maybe on the refrigerator, maybe both. Mm-hmm. But somewhere that you pass by, frequently during the day.
Yeah.
As a bit of a reminder, and so now you're already poised. See, that right there sets you up for that moment. But also, it's not about just when you get angry, right? It's a constant question. Am I being loved right now?
Yeah.
Right. And Gloria said it could be considered sarcasm in terms of like, filling the blanks in with "I love you." Right. Yeah. Because depending on how you do it, it could be.
Yeah. Well, right? I mean, and that's what I mean. But the whole point is to make you pause for a second, to consider your words before you leverage your words. Right. So how you say it matters. And, you don't want to cuss somebody out with "I love you," because you could in how you say it. But the idea would be, that before you say the thing that might be hurtful, before you say the thing that might be taken the wrong way, before you express your disappointment or whatever it is that you're expressing, if you could just pause and replace what, if it is negative anyway, to replace that with "I love you."
Does it sound like hey, I love you, but I mean, is it that? Is it a preface? No. Are you saying just like that's it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the power in our words, not just the power that our words have for someone else, but the power that our words have for us. Mm-hmm. So when we are even formulating our thoughts and when we are saying the words that we say, we are posturing in a way that conveys our whole message. Mm-hmm. If I'm mad at you, everything about what I'm doing is going to convey that I'm mad at you. I'm not pleased with you. The way I'm looking at you, the tone of my voice, how I point, how I count, whatever it is, all of my stuff is letting you know, just in case you're not hearing my words.
Well, baby,
you are
hold on.
Right?
Are you mad right now? You mad?
I'm not mad.
Right.
But you see how I was going there.
You seem a little tense. She's just like
right, because everything changed, and we do that, right? We get big.
We talking about making love nonstop.
Exactly. Nonstop. So what I'm saying is, in that exact same way, if your mindset is around, okay, everything that I'm going to do, I'm going to be love. I'm going to exude love. I'm going to love you with my words. I'm going to love you with my eyes. I'm going to love you with my smile. I'm going to love you with my hands. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So we can all relate to how quickly we can escalate and be mad. I mean, your whole package gets mad, but how quickly can you be love?
Well, I think that's funny. Well, I think what you can be love when you remove whatever that thing is, right? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. And so, I mean, a lot of times, and I would encourage us to get there faster because oftentimes when we talked about this, was that last week? It seems like we were on the road last week.
Yeah, last week.
And so, I was talking about sometimes when I, if I have issue, let's say, and typically it'll be something that kind of is lingering and going, and we haven't kind of reached this place of consensus. And then all of a sudden the conversation becomes a bit more tense. And then, so now I'm looking at this woman like, okay, this is the person who I told, I'm going to make every year better than the last and all that. And it's like, well, is today better than yesterday? Right. No, at the moment, today kind of sucks and not doing a good job at doing what I said I was going to do. And so then it becomes, there's this internal struggle, this conversation with myself. Is whatever it is I'm holding on to that important, or am I being more hurtful right now? And is what's required right now, maybe an apology? And then it's like, what? No, you're right about this one. Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't matter because I can win this argument. I can win it. And then what? Where are we right now? Right. This is not good for anybody. And sometimes I have to, you got to sacrifice and let that thing go and be love. And so, I apologize. I'm sorry. This is it's not even worth all this. Right. I just want to love you. I just want to, so it's about making that shift.
Yeah.
More and more quickly, because no matter what, the answer is the same. It all comes back to love and grace, love and forgiveness. It all comes back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And I think, you have to be honest with yourself and honest with each other around what makes you feel loved and communicating that. So, we talk about constantly or often, periodically checking in to make sure that what you knew to be true is still true. Checking in to see if when I do this, do you feel love? When I say this, are you hearing love? And when I, whatever it is that I say or do, am I being love? Yes. So it is more of a self-check, but I think in your marriage, it requires that the two of you hold each other accountable to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Reggie, Sid said Reggie would say, I love you. And then he will say it 3 times. Is that, that's fine. Maybe I should incorporate that.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Jackson. I hear you over there.
Yeah. I think sometimes we have to tell ourselves, let's just, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's about resetting, y'all. So, Yeah, but it is possible to make love nonstop and to be completely appropriate.
PG.
Completely appropriate, like G. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I think we are constantly showing our children and the people around us what that looks like. Because and I was going to say what right looks like. It's not going to be all right all the time.
Right.
What happens next? That's always the question I ask. What happens next?
What happens next?
Yep.
Hey, Gerald Wilson, thanks for
What's
joining
going
us.
on?
So, if you guys came in a little late or you're joining us for the first time, we're Mike and Wendy in the Marriage Shop. And tonight we're talking about making love nonstop. And so at first blush, that looks like, who knows where your mind might go on that one, but we're really talking about how everything that you do should send a message. And wouldn't it be amazing if the message that you were sending is the message that I love you? That, in my words, in my actions, in the way that I look at you, in the way that I prepare your food or lay out your clothes or hand you something or open the door, close the door, everything that I do, is it personifying my love? Does it symbolize how much I love you?
Going that extra mile to find your favorite gum. Whatever.
Well, because people say that all the time, the way that you look at each other or the way that somebody was looking at somebody else, or when we watch movies and we're taking the information in, we already have in our minds what we interpret to be expressions of love. But hey, help each other out. Cut out all of that guesswork and just get to it. Let them know what it is that translates to you, and it doesn't have to be one of the 5 love languages. It could be, that I really love Skittles. So if you get me some Skittles, I know that you're thinking about me. And to me, that says Skittle love.
That's right. Hot tamales, yo. I know what time it is over here. It's all about them hot tamales.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, man, I was going to say something I forgot. I shouldn't say hot tamales, but I kind of had to get that out, but it made me forget what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it is about this idea of the attention, the time it takes to show somebody that you see them, right? Just constantly. And that's not like being all stalkerish, but it's just like, I do see you. I notice you. You matter. And so even if it's, things like stepping away from work for a while or coming home a few minutes early or staying a little bit longer or talking for a bit or whatever it is you share, it's important to share it and to not put each other on the back burner.
Yeah. So, something as simple as changing the home screen on your phone or your profile picture. I don't know what your love language is as it pertains to that, but you might be surprised that if the picture that I see on my husband's phone is mine, it definitely conveys something to me. And sure, it conveys something to the world, but more importantly, I know that he's proud of me. And it sends a message. So something as simple as that. So Sid says, what are you speaking? What you are speaking is communication, verbal or nonverbal.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. That's social media stuff. That's that new school, like, message sending, like, yeah, look, girl, change that profile pic, tag you in here, change my status, whatever it takes. I think it's just important to do it. And you say the picture means I'm proud of you. The picture on my phone or this ring that I wear or whatever it is when I speak your name, I don't want to she is me, right? And so when you're looking at her, she's like me. She is me. She's a part of my very being. And so it's important for people to know that, So, yeah. That's it.
Yeah. So we were talking about it because we were also talking about it for a number of reasons, but we were also talking about the song. And part of what is captured in the song, and y'all know we're gonna talk about the song like probably every time we talk to y'all for the next year at least. But part of what was captured in there is this whole idea of wanting to show the world that this is the person that you've chosen. And that you've chosen them for a lifetime. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And so, especially if you are thankful for who God has put in your life, it gives you an opportunity to, to acknowledge them and convey to them. And, we don't always feel like doing a whole bunch of stuff, but sometimes it's the simplest thing. But the way to find out is to ask. And so we just want to encourage you to have a conversation with each other. Just go to your spouse or your longtime committed relationship person and ask the question.
So, yep. And I'm gonna actually I'm taking a note down because maybe this should be in the book, but whatever, y'all get a little preview, right? It's I don't know. Your handwriting is really neat. I don't know if you want me writing on your stuff, but sure. But like love with you, maybe your next love letter.
Oh,
love with you is ... You fill in the blanks. Yep. So that's it. So love with you is what? Let them know.
All right.
Time to go.
Yeah, time to go. Yeah. So we thank you guys for dropping in here tonight with us. Another thing we want to ask you all is if there's anything that we can do or what we can, anything that we can pray for, just drop it in so that we can be specific in how we pray for you. And so even if it's not captured in the prayer that we do right here when we're live, just know that we commit to prayer each of you that joins us every week, your relationships, your families, and your legacies. And so we just appreciate that you spend some time with us. Yes. So Sid, the question is, love with you is ... You fill in the blank. You take the time to learn what love with your spouse is.
No. This is not learning, actually.
Oh, this is not learning.
No.
This is making the statement.
This is making the statement.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Not my assignment.
So
Mike, tell us, what is the question?
Oh, goodness gracious. So y'all, what y'all need to know about me is that I'm not the prescriptive checklist type, right? Because the possibilities are so infinite that, like, so for example, you mentioned the 5 love languages, right? Yeah. And that's a cool concept. And some people try to squeeze everything that they say or that they are into those. You don't really have to.
Nope.
Right? It's a framework for understanding. The question is, what is it that feels like love with the person that you love, right? With Wendy, I say love with you is being out on the boat at sunset with just you and me kicking it, or it's sitting on the couch, watching like Hamilton or something, right? Or or the 100, I don't know, or it's getting away and just being us in a place where there is no one else, right? Things like that. Fill in your own blanks.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our love with you is laughter and sunsets and lobster.
And crabs
and
on
crabs.
The balcony in Silver Spring, Maryland, right?
Yeah, okay. You're taking it all the way back.
All the way back, right? Yes. Because that's what it is. But thank you, Justice, for that shout out. We appreciate that.
Yeah, awesome. And yes, that means a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're always thankful to have an opportunity to share with you. And we always encourage you, if there's something that we've shared that you think someone else may benefit from, that you share it too, or that you tag them, or you go get them and drag them in on Monday nights at 7.
Yeah.
We're not going to be here next week. Oh, and when we're not here, we wanted to know. I'm glad I said that. We wanted to know if for some reason we're not going to be able to be live on a Monday, would you prefer that we skip that week, or would you prefer that we record it at another time and just show it on Monday? Let us know, because we enjoy the live interaction, but sometimes our schedule doesn't always line up. My schedule doesn't always line up. So, look, and waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Freedom. Reg is dropping that heat tonight. Come on, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the Okie Grove Marriage Ministry is doing a drive-in movie night on November the 14th at Okie Grove Baptist Church.
In the parking lot.
Yep, that's on. If you follow the Married Couples Ministry on Facebook, if on that page, you'll see the information about that. They posted it as an event today. I think if you've been looking to do something a little different, be socially distanced and safe, you might want to check that out.
There you have it.
I
better be there.
Yes.
So, all right. So, we're getting ready to close this thing out.
Yes. Oh, and don't forget about your prayer requests.
You said don't forget about them?
Yeah. I said it a little while ago.
Oh, yeah, you did.
To drop your prayer requests in, so we'll know how to pray for you.
Yeah. So do that. But we appreciate you all being along on this journey. It's been amazing, and it just becomes more and more amazing every day. We thank you for your encouragement, and we hope that somebody is blessed and touched by what we're sharing. And so, as always, if there are things that you want to talk about, drop those, either DM us or drop in these comments or what have you, and we'll kind of put them on a stack for things to talk about.
Yeah.
And so, and by the way, Justice says record, and Sonia Clay says record as well. So, and who knows, next week you all might get the premiere debut of us doing this dance.
Oh, yes. Oh, I see. Record it and show it. Okay, yeah. I got you. Yeah. All right. Yes.
Yeah, we might put that on out there. That might be a good time to do it.
Might be. Okay. Well, love you guys too. Always just appreciative and thankful. So we're gonna pray out, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yep. All right.
We're gonna pray, and then after that, we'll close it out with that single dropped by Mike and Wendy, Lifetime, featuring JC. But before that, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you today. We thank you for who you are in our lives. We just can't thank you enough that you blessed us to see this day and to be able to just have another opportunity to get it right. We ask that you bless every couple here, every person here, anyone listening, God. Bless their homes, bless their relationships. If they're married, bless their marriage and help it to be the image of what you'd have it to be, God. Help it to show other people what is possible, that there's hope no matter what you've been through, that with you, not only can we survive, but our marriages, our relationships can be better than they ever were. So we thank you for that. We trust you for that. And so we just thank you. We love you. And we trust you with everything today. We pray these and other blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all. Have an awesome night. And we will talk to you, I was going to say next week, soon. So y'all take care. Thanks.
Hey, McNeil, you got in under the wire. Sorry. Yes. Mike and Wendy in the marriage shop.
Bye, y'all.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's your boy JC. I'm in the mood, love. Yeah. Lately I've been constantly thinking about the pain. You drive me crazy, yeah. And girl, I want it. Got me all up in my feelings, over the feeling, yeah. I knew the first time I laid eyes on you that you would be here forever. I'm not being arrogant, and I still can't take my eyes off you, 'cause you made me better, so much better. I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime. love your confidence. Ooh, you're the finest. So glad you're mine, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't wanna be with nobody else. Give me your love, that's all the wealth I need. Baby, you're priceless to me, yeah. To love you for a lifetime, I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime, yeah. Promise I'ma be around, I'ma always hold you down. Won't you come and hold me now? Won't you come and hold me now? I just got a new coupe, yeah, I know I got a roof, but I always keep it down with you, yeah. And I know they see, girl, you're my queen. Beauty speaks for itself loud and clear, yeah. So throw it in the air. It's the sweetest sound to follow my ear. And I want the world to know I love you forever. And that's a long time, babe. But I got time for you, baby. I'm in the mood. Ooh, for a lifetime. I'm in the mood to love you, yeah. For a lifetime, baby. Ooh, yeah. For a lifetime. Oh, for a lifetime. Yeah, yeah.